What's going on, everyone? So I got the C10 up. Now before we dive into it, got some other clips that I got to insert. And since this one's going to be cut short a little bit, covering an Austin America, or as I call it, a Mini. Let me go show you really quick. Got this Austin America with a B swap. Let's get into this video. So I forgot to mention too, at the end of the video, we're going to have a little bit of a brand ambassador info. You're going to see Dre. Dre's going to talk. Dre doesn't get in front of the camera. Very shy, very nervous. It's unscripted. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully you like this video. So, if it looks like I'm laying down, it's because I am. I'm inside of an old school C10. Let me show you what's going on. So here's my view. And you may ask why I'm laying down in a C10. Well, I covered this truck a while ago, but I don't believe I got any footage. So basically this truck was towed in from another shop, a well-known VH shop nonetheless, and I may have one clip of it when it was on the lift that I was covering. The quality of work was just, it was insane. Let me sit up a little bit. I'm not on my laptop, so I don't have to be down there, but you know, it was really sickening, disgusting. We alerted the customer. We did a lot of work. Now, I have to go see all the work that we've done. It is after hours. Nobody's here. It is very quiet. And right now I'm inside. I'm trying to troubleshoot something that's going on. And I'm trying to learn how to hold my camera where my finger's not in the way, which it's not my first day, but I don't know. Usually I'm in a chair and not sitting on the floor, but you got to do what you got to do. So I'm inside here after hours working, trying to get this thing firing. Not only firing, but to stay running. When it came from the other shop, it would not stay running. But if you saw all the other work that needed to be done, that was done, but not done properly. We did wiring, we did exhaust work, we did some fuel stuff, I believe. I'll get the list. I'll get out here, outside. Let me show you what we got going on. So here you can see the LS setup. We didn't do the engine swap. It just came here, as I was saying. Customer ultimately wasn't happy. We told him to bring it in and started working on it ASAP. Truck's a nice truck. You know, don't get me wrong. If you're not a fan of trucks, you're not going to like it. And then, you know, it's got that patina look going, which I love. You know, it's on air ride. And right now, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out why this thing does not want to stay running like how it was when it came in. And it's, you know, I'll say it's always difficult when you start with somebody's kind of unfinished project. You know, you would hope that when it comes from another shop that it would have been done, you know, with quality, and it wasn't, unfortunately. So right now I'm here troubleshooting by myself. I have a good idea what it's going to be. I'm going to go and mess around with that. See if I get this thing just to run for more than 2 seconds. Before it would just fire up, start, and then just die like instantly. So I'm going to hop back inside. I'm going to mess around a little bit more. I have some other stuff going on as well. Got a lot of stuff that we've been doing, trying to keep the videos coming. Got some stuff on the dyno. I'll try to find some stuff in between here. I'll be back. Let me get inside here. So just like that, with the power of me, I won't even say editing videos because I didn't even edit anything. I just recording here. With the snap of the fingers, it's over here on the dyno side. So what I'm going to do ultimately right now is I'm going to hook up the dyno wideband. I'm going to see where the air fuels are. Truck is running a lot better. We got the seats back in, so I won't be on the floor, which is a plus. I'm going to just see exactly how close I got with the air fuels. Ultimately, I will say that when you've been tuning for a while, you can usually hear and kind of tell where the car wants the air fuel. If it needs more, I should say, if it needs more fuel or fuel taken out. Of course, usually the rule of thumb is if the car doesn't want to stay running, needs a little bit more fuel. But you can also tell with the tone of the engine, but comes with years of experience. So I always don't use my ear, but when I have to, I said ear as well. Don't mistake that. Of course, when it's on the other side and we don't have a wideband, I kind of just, go off of what I need to do. So we're going to see how close I got. We're going to go up in the air with it. I don't know. I was mentioning too before. I can see if I have the other clip I shot of it. If I have the other clip on my phone still, I'll just insert it. It was a lot of stuff underneath that was just not up to par. If not, I can kind of cover it in the next couple clips. So I'm gonna take a look here. I'll be back. So we got the truck up in the air. Let's go underneath. Now, there was a lot of stuff that we fixed. I'm gonna start with some of the stuff that I can actually remember. One of the big things was the actual engine was sitting on the actual cross member. So raised up the engine, we notched some stuff out. We're gonna throw a little paint on here so it doesn't rust out. There was wiring and fuel stuff that was just insane. I wish I had the video. I really do. But one thing too that caught our eyes was a lot of the stuff back here. We didn't touch and fix any of the stuff back here. We actually might have. Let me see. One thing that I do remember was, oh no, okay, the box. Like this box is not even mounted. The mounting points for the bags are starting to bend, which really does worry me. He did say he drove on this though for a while. The one big thing is the whole rear end, how it's attached. So I can try to, okay, I'm zoomed out all the way. So you got the rear end going here. You got the whole rear end going here. It's attached by like these welds, which it's not good. So I am gonna put it on the dyno. Now I don't know how comfortable I feel doing a wide open throttle pull. I'm gonna dial this thing in though and see how it feels. If I feel comfortable doing the wide open throttle pull, I will. Of course, you see some leaks that it has. But I'm gonna tap in right now to the O2 sensor, lower it down, and ultimately, gonna see where those air fuels are. As I'm underneath here, threading in our wideband, we get guys every now and then, more than normal, calling us asking if they need a wideband sensor, a wideband gauge. The answer is no. If you're getting tuned here, you don't need a wideband sensor or gauge. Not only do I hook up my dyno wideband, that is extremely accurate, more accurate than anything you're going to buy online. Depending on the year of your car, sorry, had to grab a wrench. Depending on the year of your car, let's say it's a newer car, it has a built-in wideband sensor. You got to make sure those are working so I can get closed loop functioning. So don't worry more so about an aftermarket wideband sensor like AEM. Worry to make sure that if you have a certain year that your stock ones are working. And I'll say this too, like if you have a newer, I don't want to say newer car. I consider a 9th Gen Civic newer, even though 2015 Honda Civic is 10 years old. Even if you're not throwing a check engine light for it, you should replace it if it hasn't been replaced for, let's say 5 years, or you don't know when it's been replaced. Just because it's reading correct, just because it's not throwing a check engine light does not mean it's reading correctly. I've seen O2 sensors that freeze, they get stuck, they won't go below a certain number. You can richen the thing up, you can add 200% more fuel and it doesn't change. That's more so what you should be doing. And at the end of the day, talk to your tuner. If you got a good tuner that actually is looking out for you like I do for my customers, he's not just going to sell you junk just to make some money. So I got the thing fired up, and air fuels were pretty close. A little bit on the richer side, so we were about low 13s. But depending on certain setups, V8 setups more so, you know, usually at idle you're aiming for 14.7. Some V8 setups, depending on the cam and whatnot, do like them a little bit richer, but nonetheless, leaned it out a little bit. Took a video inside here. I'll post it here right after this one. All I can say though too is I didn't want to get out this steering wheel now with the seat back in. Like, not only are you sitting up super high, like the steering wheel is on. I'm not showing you that view for the fun of it. So as I was saying too before in these videos, what you got to remember is this: as you hear how nice it wants to rev up and how good it sounds, this thing still is not fully tuned. So I'm going to go over a couple more things though, because I'm not liking, still a couple things that I'm not liking. I'm going to get into a little bit more. I have to see, I'm going to have to go see. I got to go work. I'll be back. Let me update you here shortly. Also got a little bit of a sticky starter. So this one is running a lot better, but I still feel like something is up. Plus, I don't know if you can hear in the video, I tried to capture it. Sounds like there's a light ticking noise coming from the passenger side. I tried to capture it. We're gonna talk to the customer about it. Ultimately, if he still wants us to put it on the dyno, we can. Make sure the tune is smoothed out. We can keep an eye on, well, keep an ear open, make sure that sound doesn't get any worse. In the meantime, since this video would be short, let's go to the Austin America, aka the Mini. So as I was saying in the intro, here is the Austin America. I always get it confused with American, but I just call it the Mini. This car has been in here. We did a whole swap on it. We did a whole suspension upgrade. The customer picked the rims out and all that stuff. I know it's not going to be everybody's taste and style, but that's what he likes. So it's kind of cool with this setup. We did, so let me say this too. If anybody is interested in getting this done and they have a car like this, we did everything on this car. I was just going to show you the book. That's kind of cool. 62 to 68. So one thing too, before I forget to note, the customer was explaining to us the old suspension that was actually liquid filled. Back in the day during Prohibition, they would actually steal the suspension off of it and drink the fluid in it to get drunk, I guess. So definitely interesting. But as I was stating too, this has our full out Haltech harness. We redid the pedals, the dash. In a sense, he's going to want to use like a stock Honda cluster, but we did everything that he wanted. We got the turn signals and everything working. If I hop in really quick, let me just show you here too. It's got a B series in it. He bought everything himself, the kit that supposedly makes this fit. I'm gonna say this, if anybody is thinking about buying a cradle, you can see how it's the whole engine cradle. If anybody's thinking about buying this kit, it does not fit. When we called the company, they gave us to one of their techs, and the tech said you need 2 tools, or you need to have 2 tools by your side during this. And he said you need a big hammer and a sawzall. which was kind of surprising and shocking because that cradle that holds the engine, it was not cheap by any means. So you expect something like that to fit. Let me hop in the car. Let me go in a little bit about the Haltech setup that we have running on this setup. So, as I was stating, you can see more of the pedal stuff. And our Haltech that is underneath here with the wideband. So we have a harness adapter for this chassis now. I will state, if you have something that you want us to build, let's say a custom harness for your setup and we don't do it, and you can get the car here to us, we can make anything. Now, of course, if we're doing a one-off setup, it's going to be a little bit more. Now, and when I say one-off, if we feel like we can mass produce them and there's a market out there, then, you know, we'll talk and maybe cut out a deal. Or we do have guys that will come to us and say, hey, I'll buy 5 right off the get-go or 10 off the get-go. I got 10 people interested. The biggest thing when it comes to that is ultimately going to be you have to secure the money. You have to handle that side of things. And then, you know, when you get people like that involved, what I tell people is you got to let these, you can't back out of the deal. You know, the last thing we want to do is commit, make an agreement where we're making 5 or 10 of these things and then half the people back out. You know, I get that people might have cold feet, but that doesn't affect us in a sense. Now, like I said, if you want one made and it's a rare car that we don't see us ever producing anymore for, we can do it. It's just you pay a little bit more. You know, and that's the thing I always tell people too when they want to be, some guys will say, well, I want to do this build because I want to be different. Well, when you want to be different, it's a little bit more money. So this car, as I said, is running Haltech. It's got our adapter on it, full out plug and play. Comes with a base map as well, just like our other Haltech setup. So it's another option that we have. Now, the one thing too, you saw the power distribution block. So as I was stating, power distribution block is right there. Of course, if you're just buying the Haltech setup, and this one's on a 550, you're going to have to do this stuff in your garage or have a local shop do all that stuff. Hook up everything that needs to be hooked and going to where it needs to go. Now, there might be a couple, let's say, powers, or, you know, you want to run a fan to the fuse, of course. We're here to help you. We're going to tell you, hey, run it to this wire input, output. And that's the biggest thing that I always encourage people, and, you know, always make sure that people know, is when you're buying from us, and every now and then we'll get some people, you know, well, what's the difference between your product and somebody else's product? And, you know, your prices are the same. Well, the customer service we offer is next to none. We have a full staff up front that can help you. If you need to talk to me for a specific reason, you need to come in, you can schedule an appointment. I am harder to get a hold of because I'm so busy. As I've said it in my videos, I do actually work. I'm not an owner that just sits at his desk. You know, as I was saying, I'm not just an owner that sits at his desk. At the same time, you know, if you just walk in, you're probably not going to get a hold of me. If you schedule something and you really need to talk to me, and when I say really need to talk to me, I mean, I don't have the time of the day just to answer your questions about a swap you're doing in your garage. That's what Google's for. If you're trying to compare prices, you can get that over the phone or with my office manager up front. You don't need me to do that. I have a full team around me to help do that stuff. You know, as we continue to grow, every year we get bigger and bigger. This year, as I said in this video, we're bringing the brand ambassador ship program full out. We really want that to take off. This car Mini, I'll be featuring in the next couple of weeks too. It's going to be on the dyno. You'll come along with it. I'll do a Dyno Chronicles video, and you know, we prepped everything here, so everything should be good. But you're going to see, we even run into some issues here and there, some stuff that we can't guess. You know, stuff happens. I will say, like, we went to go start this the other day. The starter was sticking. This car is actually going to get shipped out to Florida, so we want to make sure there's a new starter in it. Make sure everything's 100%. So that's about it for this one. I'm going to hop out here and do I think a final video here segment. If I got anything else I feel like I want to cover, then I'll talk about it. As I always say in my videos, I always say, you know, this is going to be the last clip, and then I have a couple more. Just how I am. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. And I will also add, if you're getting this far in the video, I didn't want to call this one the Dyno Chronicles, because so I went back to the shop life. You guys got any recommendations on that? Let me hear it. I'm very kind of picky in particular. Let's hear it, man. Hopefully you guys are liking all this stuff. So of course I'm back and I'm in this Mini, but I want to show you guys something, because we do also get a lot of people that think a standalone is just meant for a race car, and this car is far from it. We hear a lot of people that will say, well, you know, a standalone car's not going to start correctly and it's not going to want to idle. Our goal when we do harnesses and adapt a computer like this into your vehicle is when we put the carpet back over and tuck it away, we want it to fire like an OEM vehicle. This thing fires right up, idles like a dream, keeping in mind too, it's not fully tuned yet either. And I'm going to show you one more thing about our harnesses. Now I've said this before over and over again, but I'm going to keep on stating. All our harnesses are made here in-house. We put them together, we have everything to do it. Not only does this mean you're not going to get anything that has been made overseas, the quality control here we have is top notch. And then if you need anything else added in between, where we started adding a connector for the wideband, so it's plug and play, we can do all that here. So reach out, contact us. Okay, so we got a little bit in between here, and it's kind of hard to tell, of course, in the video clips, but we got the next day that is now the morning time, and we have our brand ambassador here, Dre. So if you've been following Facebook, Instagram, and wherever else we post, then you know about our brand ambassador program. We also did, I mentioned it last video, where I talked briefly about it. So he's there in the morning time because he works nights, and this is when he can show up. That's the other thing too. This is not his full-time gig. He has a full job. He's not getting paid by us. This is something that he just wants to do. It's like a family thing. He's helping out us, we help out him, and we help out in so many other ways. So I'm gonna bring him on camera. I know he's gonna be a little shy because he's not used to being on camera, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Gonna try to get him a little bit more involved too. The big thing is, which is cool in my sense, I'm a business owner, of course, and yes, at one point I was not, but we go back to like 25 years ago. Dre, of course, is a client, a customer. So we can see things from his perspective and what you guys might want. So that's kind of why he's brought on board, and I'll get him in here. I'm going to try to talk to him a little bit, and you know, he's been on videos before as well on our channel. You can go back and look, just type in RC AutoWorks and Dre or DeAndre. Yeah, let me get him real quick. Okay, so as I said, I went and got Dre. He was in the showroom just waiting. I talked to him a little bit about this morning. What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
How you doing? How's your day going?
Man, it's good. Just got off work.
So
here we are again.
I'm gonna try not to step on Dre too, but I'm also, like I said, he's super nervous. I get it. He's not in front of the camera. I get nervous as well too. So this morning when he showed up, we were talking a little bit just about life in general. He's got some stuff going on. I have some stuff going on. And the one thing that I'm trying to do with this brand ambassador program is have an outlet for people. You know, Dre can attest for that. When he goes to car shows, you hear a bunch of stories from people. I mean, what really, besides the cars and whatnot, what really gets you motivated to go to car shows and whatnot?
Man, just showing off my ride, having fun, no matter where I go. Yeah, the exhaust.
The exhaust?
Yeah, exhaust from the cars.
Exhaust
man.
from the cars, so the sounds.
And listening to, you know, the motors firing up, and I don't know, just seeing a good perspective of everyone's creativity of today's modern standards, you know.
And it's a good place to escape.
Yeah, it's definitely a great place to escape.
You escape the modern, you escape what's going on around you, whether you have stuff going on at home, family life, whether you have stuff going on at work. You know, there's so much stuff. I'm gonna say this too, man. Ever since the big C word, what's going on, Angel? So, as I said, it is morning time and we are opening up. He's here before everybody else. I don't want to say the C word because I know also YouTube censors stuff like that, but I feel ever since that whole stuff happened, people are more stressed. people are at their last wits end. They flip out easier. I mean, you might just notice it just driving. I want this whole brand ambassador program to be something I can give back, and that's what Dre does too. He's going to be able to help get out there more. I can't do everything. I'm so busy running the business, doing family stuff. So we brought him on board this year just for that. We tried it last year. We had a couple people involved. We had more than a couple people involved. There were some things that I didn't like. But the biggest thing is just we give back to you, so you should give back to us in a sense. You know, if you're not out there repping with Dre, and he goes to almost every car show. Like last year, you were running around the states.
Man, I was in Tennessee before Slammed Enough. Let's see, I met Honda Jason Pro out there in
Honda Pro Jason.
Yeah, Honda Pro Jason out in Indiana. It's a car meet at one of the Honda dealerships. See, I did to the Galleria. I went to USDM, the USDM meet out there in Wisconsin at the Parade Center. Like, man, I've been doing a lot of stuff, man. It's big, and that's what's make the brand ambassador stuff fun. You know, going to state, repping not only yourself but repping the shop.
Yeah.
Remember where you come from, where you started, and tell people your side of the story on how you became a car enthusiast and where you got to where you are currently.
Yeah, and I mean that's basically it. As I said too, with the whole, you know, it's a you scratch our back, we scratch your back. As you know in my videos, I'm always trying to help people. So this is another way to help people. But I will also add, you know, and we can help people in multiple ways. We can give discounts. We can give free labor services in a sense. But the one thing is, like, you can't do anything you know, if you don't do anything all year long, and then you come up and ask for, let's call it what it is, it's a handout. It's not that, it doesn't work. So Dre's going to be doing a lot this year with that. And as I said before too, if you're interested in it, you don't have to even be a customer here. Of course, you know, we're going to want you to become part of the family. You don't have to go to every car show. We understand that you can't make every single one. There's other ways to rep. There's other ways to get the name out there and whatnot too. So, and I'm going to say this too. We're not just doing car shows. I'm looking to have some private meets here. We're looking to have some stuff where we go and maybe do go-kart racing. There's a bunch of other stuff that I'm sure Dre knows more than I do because he's out there more. It's going to be a fun year. That's the plan. 2025, we want it to be less stress. We want people to have somewhere to go to. And even if it's, like I said, after hours, we have private meets here. You know, if people need somebody to vent to, I've said it before, and I'm a strong advocate not only for mental health, but men's mental health. You know, we're here. We get it, man. And I think everybody at one point in their life goes through some stuff, and they need somebody to vent and talk to. And that's ultimately how me and Dre got super close. And as I said, there's nothing attached with us. He's not getting paid. Honestly, he actually pays more when we give him a bill. If his bill is, let's say, $100, he'll throw us tips because he knows what we do and we go above and beyond. So, any other closing remarks that you want to make? As I said,
not really.
As I said, he's super nervous.
But as he said, it's going to be a great year, 2025. We're going to get out there. We're going to go to a lot of the car shows. We're going to go to some car meets. So my phone just got interrupted because it was taking a phone call. I'm going to let Dre continue and finish. I'm going to let him have the little bit of the spotlight. Go ahead, Dre. 2025, we're going to get out there. We're going to have some fun. We're going to go to a lot of the car shows, some car meets. When being a brand ambassador here at RC Auto Works is fun. When you become a brand ambassador, you are basically joining the family. You're not just only joining a brand. So when you come here, come and get your car worked on. We come in here, we're gonna have some pizza, we're gonna have some shop talk.
We're gonna have fun.
Yeah,
we're gonna have fun
all together.
We're gonna have fun. Whatever.
Yeah.
So as I said at the beginning, man, Dre's super nervous. He doesn't get in front of the camera as much as I do. I get nervous too. What you just saw, man, was unscripted. There was nothing that we talked about prior. I said, let's just get in front of the camera. Hopefully you get the gist of what we're trying to shoot for this year. If you're looking to become a brand ambassador and, join part of the family. As I said too, you don't, if you're a new customer, new client, that's fine. You don't have to have $1 million setup. You got to get out. We want you out this year. It doesn't matter what you're driving. Let's come out, have fun. Email rcautoworks@gmail.com. Take care, everybody.